Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you from the front porch at the ranch home here in old southwestern Oregon. Now, I've been out of it for about a week. I guess you haven't seen too many videos. Little injury, illness to the foot kind of put me down. So the traders probably like it because since I was, pretty much had to stay off my feet, I got a lot of programming time in on the computer. So wrote a bunch of indicators and I posted them out there. Anyway, you got to wonder, about this country. You just really do, and about our leadership, or the lack thereof. There just doesn't seem to be anybody doing anything. I mean, Congress, the president, they're not really doing anything. And they're coming up for re-election, and I don't think anybody is running on their record. If you think about that, you'll see what's wrong with the country. Back in the olden days, politicians who were coming up for re-election would say, here's my accomplishments. That doesn't happen that way anymore. What it is, hey, well, if you vote for the other guy, here's all the bad things he's going to do. Things just got all messed up, turned around. Because, of course, everybody's talking about Hillary Clinton being the next president. But what did she do as Secretary of State? What has she done to earn our respect, earn our trust? Not much. I mean, the candidates list is just so full of people who haven't done anything for the country. And they don't really have any ideas, other than saying the other guy's ideas are bad. And we get all these social ideas. It's just crazy. It's ludicrous. Talk about immigration. Illegal immigrants. No, they're criminal trespassers. That's what they are. Let's just treat them as such. You talk about the threat of terror. Well, let's secure our borders. You talk about all these different rights. Let's redefine what marriage is. Let's, and then the White House, find out there's a gender gap in pay at the White House. Women make about 88% of what men make. It's really funny. All these different issues. They want to take away our guns. I mean, we're the land of the free, but everywhere you look, they're trying to restrict their freedom. Where's the candidate running saying freedom, freedom for the individual, freedom for the states? Obamacare, who wants it? I mean, really, who wants it? But they're shoved it down our throats. And then, like I said in the other video, Toyota missed the boat. They should have used the Obamacare defense, saying, well, the government did it, so I should be able to do it. Because if the government can do something and you can't, that's tyranny. Think about it. And Obama promised us hope and change. Well, and he wanted to fundamentally change America. Well, he's doing a good job of it. But you see, there's something, I don't know if I want to call it sinister, but because I read a lot of psychology books, I think I figured out something. If you can get people to change the way they look at things, you can actually have change without changing anything. So in other words, if people that used to be proud to be Americans now are ashamed of being an American, you've basically changed what's going on in their head, but you haven't changed what's outside. Because see, if you can change the way they look at it, then you can get them to go along with what you want to do. And I think that's part of the diabolical, sinister plan that's going on here. Kind of 1984, rewriting history. You know, because whoever writes the history book, they're going to put their spin on it. You know, Columbus discovered America. No, Columbus invaded America. So it just depends on who writes the books. I'm not really telling you anything new, but the thing is, sometimes when you get all these pieces and you assemble them a certain way, you get a different picture than what you usually get. And I think that's part of Obama's plan. Because he wanted to unite the country, and he's done nothing but divide us. He's just chopped us up, segmented us, isolated us. And then Putin just backhanded Obama. You know, Obama has the G8 kick Russia out, so it's now the G7. Well, what do you think Russia's going to do? We haven't seen the last or heard the last from Putin, that's for dang sure. Already the eastern side of the Ukraine is taking over buildings, hoisting the Russian flag. Do you think Putin's behind that? Who's to say? What's our response going to be? Don't do that? Weak. America's become weak. America was supposed to be strong. Obama's gotten rid of how many generals in the high command? Admirals? What's going on with that picture? Something's going on. Connect the dots. Tell me what you get. But, I mean, really, most of us, we just want to be warm in the winter, cool in the summer, have full bellies, listen to music, watch some sports, play some sports, go on vacation, live our lives. We just want government to leave us the you-know-what alone. But everywhere you turn, they're there. More invasive than ever. Collecting data on us, listening to us. For what end? What purpose? And who are these people that get hired to do these jobs? I mean, what are they thinking, taking a job like that in the first place? I mean, really, are they going to sell their soul for a few dollars to spy on a fellow citizen? Something's wrong with that. What happened to our culture? And all they talk about is jobs, jobs. Well, you're not going to get a job unless somebody has created a product or service that other people want. It's that simple. So what products and services are we, the people here in the United States of America, creating that other people want? I mean, all the textiles are pretty much done overseas. Clothing, shoes. So what are we building that people want? We don't really sell our military equipment. So what else are we building that people want? I mean, all the smartphones, that's all made overseas. What happened to our manufacturing base? I'll tell you what happened. You see, Japan and the rest of them followed Deming and his quality theories, while the U.S. poo-pooed it, and I've already done a video on it, and we got our you-know-what handed to us. See, we can get back to that, but say people don't want to work because the illegals are coming here taking all the jobs that Americans don't want. Well, guess what? When people get hungry, they'll do anything to eat. And that's another thing. A friend of mine broke down on the side of the road, had to leave their van overnight. They came back and it was all smashed up and vandalized because a bunch of tweakers or savages, barbarians were out there. Just makes me sick. People like that, Some people just can't be reached. Just like in Cool Hand Luke. They just need to be taken out. It's just that simple. You know, we try to be nice, we try to rehabilitate, and we just make too many excuses. You know, there's a certain point in time where you just got to cut the crap and say actions have consequences, and you will be responsible for your choices and the results you produce. And if they're not desirable, well, then you're going to have, you do the crime, you're going to do some time, hard time. Or maybe we should just start banishing people from the country. Because sooner or later, you know, we're going to hit that population threshold where there's going to be too many people. The planet can only sustain so many people. It's just that simple. There's only so many resources. And you know, when you get too many rats in a box, what happens? They start fighting each other and eating each other. Well, you go to inner cities and that's what you see happening. It's a war zone. And to think that in 21st century America, we still have behavior like that. Union people bashing, you know, people over the heads with baseball bats because they cross a picket line. We call ourselves civilized. And I know I'm going all over the spectrum here, but like I said, I haven't made a video in a while, so need to cover a lot of ground. But I think the bottom line is that, you know, we the people just really need to wake up, smell the tyranny.